and welcome back to Rolling with Autism. Today we are going to talk about autism, picky eaters, and how we are trying to help Addison control his hunger. As most of you may have known, some of you are new, so I'll explain it again. Addison is on a medication called Risperdal, and that medication, of course, has a tendency to it makes your appetite just go crazy. He gained a lot of weight from it, which is, you know, we put Addison on it. He was 9. He was 9 when we put him on it. He was having self-mutilating tendencies. He bit off all his fingertips. It was terrible. We had tried everything else before we went to medication. We did a lot of herbal. We did a lot of diet. We did a lot of everything. And finally we had to break down and put him on medication. So he's been on it since he's been 9. We have tried other medications to try to help with his weight gain, you know, get him off this medicine, because he has developed breasts from it. However, there has been no other medication currently on the market to help with what he's going through on a daily basis, that he doesn't have an adverse reaction to. We have tried Abilify, Seroquel, we've just tried so many other medications, and either he's allergic to them or they just don't work. We tried switching him at one point and stuck it out for 3 weeks, and that entire 3 weeks we had a manic child. Mommy's nerves were not okay. So it really came down to the basic principles of being a parent. My number one goal as a parent is to make sure that Addison is happy and safe. And that's what this medication provides to him, regardless of the adverse reactions. So that's what we're doing. Of course, Addison, he comes from a long line of family who is overweight, and myself included. So we're going to go over today what we are starting to do to help curb his appetite and look at what happens, and to look at what it's like for autism and a picky eater. Addison has always been a picky eater since birth. We went through 3 formulas before we found one that he could handle. Addison in kindergarten was actually put into a picky eaters group. It was like a parent support group. We got kicked out. Yeah. Addison, none of their tips and tricks worked on Addison, so they're like, we can't help you. Who gets kicked out of a support group? This person. So we had to do it on our own, and there were some tricks that we did learn that did help, and we're going to go over those today, and we're going to show you what we're doing to be proactive, to kind of curb his appetite. If Addison had his way, he would eat all day, every day, and to the point of vomiting, and it's happened. So we are being more strict on what he is consuming, how much he is consuming, and we're going to show you what we're doing. We're at school right now. Just wanted to give you a little update on his school. Addison is now doing school for 40 minutes in the classroom by himself. Look, I'm in the car by myself. Woo! So Mama gets a little break, which is good because we didn't sleep well last night. We'll be doing a sleeping video also, and go over our bedtime routine, but today we're gonna do picky eating. So let's get started, shall we? Welcome back to Rolling with Autism. The introduction for this video was filmed several days ago. As most of you know, if you watched the last vlog, Addison had an accident. He fell, twisted his ankle, and actually ended up breaking it. The bone that he broke was the small bone next to the femur, right at the very base of the ankle. So, we're still waiting to hear from the orthopedic on when we can get in to get him a permanent cast and how long he'll have one. So, we are going to do our picky eaters video. One of Addison's biggest meals is hot dogs. Loves them. Always has. And how we do that, we've done some things to make things a little bit, I mean, he likes stuff like hot dogs and SpaghettiOs and Fruit Loops and, you know, sodas and eating out, and that's our biggest no-no. What we've done is we've started a year-end challenge, and what we're doing is each week we're doing something new, but we're carrying over the thing that we did from the previous week. So, like, we can't eat out for 1 week. We get one cheat day. And we're including Addison in this. He's not liking it too much, but it's working for us. We failed this week due to stress of events that were beyond our control. This week was supposed to be no eating out and no added sugar, which means if the food already had sugar in it, we weren't going to discard it, but we weren't going to add sugar like cakes, ice cream, sugars, anything like that. Yeah, we failed. So we're going to start fresh this next week. We shall see. So, let me show you what we've done to help Addison and kind of controlling his massive appetite that is brought on due to his meds, and what changes we've made in his diet. Even though he is a picky eater and there are only so many things that he will eat, yeah, this is what we do. Okay, so here is a lovely assortment of things that we've changed to kind of help Addison with his meal planning. One other thing that we go through the most is bread. If we would let Addison get away with it, he would eat a loaf of bread a day. So what we've done is, of course, he likes his hot dogs. We've switched him to turkey hot dogs. We buy the bigger packages because it's cheaper, but we separate them out into meals of 6. So he can't have any more than 6 a day, which, trust me, it seems like a lot, but it's a lot less than what he was using. So he gets 6 pieces of bread, 6 hot dogs, and 6 pieces of cheese. Once it's gone, it's gone. He gets no more. We freeze the bread and the hot dogs, and each night I pull out a new batch for him for in the morning. The cheese we don't freeze. We have a lock on our cheese drawer that looks like this. You just kind of push this button. It's kind of hard to do one-handed. And this bottom piece will come off. Of course, Addison hasn't figured that quite out yet. So we're very fortunate with that. So this is how we've cut down on his bread consumption and his hot dog consumption. Another thing that we do, Addison loves ketchup. We would go through a bottle of ketchup a day, if not more. So what we've done is our local Sam's sells ketchup packets. Which, believe it or not, Addison doesn't like these. And when he's making a sandwich, he will only open one because he thinks it's such a hassle to have to get ketchup out of this little thing. When he gets a treat from the store, he most often will go over and pick up a bottle of ketchup because he hates these that much. But it has cut down his ketchup consumption by like 90%. So we get these in bulk at Sam's. Another thing Addison likes is soda, and he won't drink water. So what we do is we buy LaCroix. We've done several different types of soda waters over the years. He really seems to enjoy LaCroix. I don't know why, but he does. There are no added sugars. We used to do one until we found out that it had aspartame in it, which was causing his headaches. The other thing that he drinks is, of course, Kool-Aid. Well, Kool-Aid has a lot of sugar in it, so what we do is we use stevia. And with this stevia, we only use half the recommended sugar intake. For the Kool-Aid, substituting the stevia, and he really enjoys it. So not only are we cutting his sugar in half, but we're also using a healthy sugar additive. Now, Addison does like his Fruit Loops. Really not a lot of alternatives for that, but we have substituted milk. We do drink a lot of almond milk in our house versus cow milk due to mommy's lactose intolerant. So we have switched to almond milk. We tried to switch Addison to a whole wheat bread. He would not have it. We're stuck with white bread for right now, but at least we have cut his consumption down in half. So these are just some of our tips and tricks on how to flip the scales on your picky eater. They want a snack? Fine, limit it. Don't be afraid to lock your refrigerator. We have a lock on our refrigerator. We also have a timer that we set. We have a little digital timer that's attached to our refrigerator. So when he's in here and he's overeating, we're like, okay, we have to set the timer. And when the timer goes off, then you can come back and have a snack. And we have tried the snack shelves. That didn't work. He just kept coming back and eating and eating and eating and eating. But we do keep healthier snacks. We do the whole wheat. What do? We do the whole wheat goldfish crackers. He likes his reduced fat white cheddar crackers. Loves popcorn. Absolutely loves it. So we get him the reduced fat popcorn. That's like less than 100 calories a bag. And we get the smaller bag so that it's, more proportionate. Addison also loves bananas. I swear the boy will OD on bananas one of these days. We can't keep him in the house. So that's a healthy snack that we try to keep in the house. Also loves grapes. So yeah, we haven't got him to eat vegetables yet. We are kind of sneaky because when we do hamburgers, he will eat a veggie burger. I think they're nasty, but he likes them and he's getting vegetables. Another recommendation that I would give to people is a book called The Sneaky Chef. We have done some of their recipes. It is absolutely fabulous. One of her recipes is for French toast, and it's got sweet potatoes and carrots in it, believe it or not, and it is the best French toast I've ever tasted in my life. So definitely recommend that book. We have used it on Addison, and we're about to start it again, just to get him some vitamins from vegetables and, kind of balance him out, which may be why he broke a bone. But you know what? We're very fortunate. He is 14 years old, and this is his first broken bone. My brother, I think, started at age 3. So yeah, very lucky. So that is what we eat for our picky eater, what we are trying to do to help reduce Addison's food consumption, and some tricks that we do use for him. Another thing, if you have a picky eater, presentation is everything. Found this out at a picky eaters support group that we were in first grade. We eventually got kicked out. Said there was no hope for my child. He would forever be a picky eater. Fine. Anyway, food is more presentable the closer that you can see it. Try elevating the plate a little higher so your child can have, more of that eye contact with the food. It helped Addison try some new things, and we don't force new things on him just because we do have, as you can see, a lot of healthy alternatives added into his diet. However, we don't disencourage him to try new foods. We always offer him a bite. Thanksgiving, he actually tried some food, and some new food at that, which we were very shocked about, but he did it on his own. And so we can only support him and his choices with that. So that's all we have for today. If you have any questions regarding tips and tricks on how to get your child to eat, or healthy alternatives, or what we are doing to help secure food, to help curb his appetite, just leave it in the comments below. If you're a subscriber, thank you for being a part of our family. If you're new, if you are a new subscriber, thanks for joining our family. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that little notification, that subscribe button, and make sure you hit the bell so that you get notifications every time we upload a video. And that's it for this video. We'll see you later on this week.